morning, everyone. This is Vic from Forex Trading Academy. All right. Today I wanted to make a short video and talk about a lot of the reasons why Forex traders are unsuccessful at trading. Okay. So basically, there is a lot of reasons behind this. You may run into a point where you make 3-4 trades, awesome, make your predictions, and then you just go into a little slump. However, you can look at the market, and market can be analyzed in many different ways. Remember, keep in mind there are tons of strategies out there, and with these strategy, you also comes a strategy within a strategy. You need to know your entry points, right? Support, resistance, and everything else that goes into it. But I want to talk to you more about why most Forex traders are unsuccessful at Forex trading. And basically, there comes a point where you become frustrated. You think the market's trying to go against you. It hits your stop loss, and we've all gone through it. I've gone through it myself initially when I started trading, and I always blame the market. But let's be honest, Forex market it's never its fault, right? Either you made the wrong analysis, and I want to get into the euro and the US dollar, okay? And use this, and I'm going to go ahead and use this scenario just to kind of hit on that specifically, okay? This point right here. When you analyze the market, you want to look for a good entry point. Unfortunately, there are a lot of traders out there that they want to scalp the market, right? Can you scalp the market in Forex trading? Yes, absolutely. The problem with that is you need to know exactly when to get into the market, okay? This is not something where you can just go ahead every single day. Let's say Euro US dollar, right? I at times will not be able to trade the Euro and the US dollar. They may be during the week there might be just one good entry. All right, based on your strategy, there might just be one good entry. But when I start analyzing the market, I start looking at it from higher time frames all the way back down to the 1 hour time frame. And normally I don't usually go anything under the 1 hour time frame. So when we look at, as a trader, when we look at the market, how do you analyze the market, right? So this, and I want to use this as an example because there's so many ways you can look at this, right? So you have what some people called, right? You have like the market kind of in its own little channel at one point where it looked like it's under consolidation. It's really, market's really going kind of sideways, not a lot of movement, right? Or we can dig even deeper into this, right? A lot of traders will go ahead and let's go to the 1 hour time frame. All right, here we go. All right, we'll look at the resistance levels, right? You got a higher high up here, and then the market starts going a little lower, never actually past this zone right here, right? So however, so this channel seems to be an actual good a good impression right now. Seems like this is what's going on. However, other traders might go ahead and say, hey, there's a lot of resistance here, right? You can see, of course, this area right here, nothing but just the market just bouncing off off of that resistance level and then going back down, right? Then of course you have those who will go ahead with every support. You need a with every resistance level you need a support zone, right? So here you have kind of like a support zone right there. Market bouncing several times in this area, so it seems like a very important zone, right? Now you also have what's called zone trading, right? This is my favorite, guys, because support and resistance is, as we all know, when you first got into trading, they always talk about, well, the basics. You need to learn the basics. You need to learn support and resistance, right? And yes, that is 100% accurate. And honestly, to me, it's one of the most important things in Forex trading, because this will go on as you continue to progress and learn more about the Forex trading. You will see how important this is, okay? So here you have it, guys. So you got the channels, right? You got your support and resistance level where the market is kind of going in consolidation, and then the market kind of breaks that support and resistance level but ends up coming back to the zone. There's so many ways, so many different ways you can analyze this. Now, I don't really like to use any indicators other than, you know, just me using my regular trend lines on the higher time frames. Yes, here we have our own custom indicator. It's called the Forex Academy Group Master TDI. Right? It has our own custom settings into it. So the regular TDI that you will find out there for free, it's a little bit different. So we have our own custom settings into this TDI, and it works very well. Now, going back to this, right? So when you're looking into scalping the market, you kind of have to do what I normally like to do is what I call the zone trading, right? So you have here the market consolidating, right? And then how do you trade this market? Well, if we go based off of this, right, this being the lower point, and let me go ahead and just delete a couple lines, guys, so you guys don't get confused. Go ahead and delete that. Okay, so as we can see, right, we have the support zone right around here, right, give or take. So the market ends up coming right here, right to that area, guys. So if this market is going to go ahead and break this consolidation area, right, we all know the market is either going to go up, down, or sideways. So, but we already have our sideways movement. We're trying to see where this market is actually going to go. So at this point, you see that, again, we have a consolidation area right here, right? And this is normally the start of the London session, right? London session where you got support, right? So I normally like to set up what's called some sell stops. Sell stops, you got sell stops, buy stops, right? Sell limits, buy limits. That's another class for another date. However, what I would like to do is go ahead and set up a sell stop pending order, right? Right underneath that support zone. Right underneath that support zone. Okay? Now, why do I set up a pending order sell stop? Why? Because if the market is going to go ahead and break this support level, right around there, there you go. If this market is going to go ahead and break the support level, whenever it does it normally pretty strong, okay? Now, this market right here at 1600 hours GMT time, remember, now the market came broke, right? Not by much. And then the market came and dropped. Now remember, one of the thing, guys, is if you have trouble with completely actually viewing the support and resistance levels, one of the good things, and I did this when I was very basic, when I had just started trading. One of the things that I like to pull is a zigzag indicator. Okay, just drag it onto the screen. However, one of the things that I want you to change here, so you can if you leave this here, it'll only give you just these indicators, okay? Just these support and resistance levels. However, if you change this to a 6, and let's go ahead and change that color to white so you can kind of see it a little bit better in the charts, right? There we go. Now that gives you a little bit more support and resistance levels. Okay, so you kind of see things a little bit better, right? So if the market breaks down here, right, as the market is going down, right, the most important thing is the market going to go ahead and break these support levels? Now, what I mean by that is, if the market is coming down, the market should be breaking these support zones, right? There you have it. Okay, so the market does that. And with that, again, really good example here, right? London session goes a few hours into the New York session, and the market then breaks hard down. As you can see, zigzag indicator has the support level right there, right? You set up a pending order, right underneath your support zone, the market breaks down hard, right? In 1 hour, the market goes down a good 30 pips. However, the completion of the move is actually um, a good 40 pips, right? So 40 pips. Now, that's really not bad, guys. Remember, you're just scalping. So realistically, you want to keep anything at when you scalp, you want to go between 25 to 50 pips. That is actually at least my rule. And I'm very strict about following my rules. That's how you basically become successful at trading. Have a set of rules and make sure you follow them. But yet again, the zigzag indicator actually really works for this, especially with the custom settings. So I highly recommend, if you have issues with plotting, with viewing support and resistance, just go ahead and plot the zigzag indicators with the custom settings that I just go ahead and put on those. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and zoom out. Now, one of the biggest things is, well, how do you know? How do I set up my target? How do I know what is my target, right? Because I'll end up setting my target way too out there and the market ends up coming back. It takes my profits. Well, once you're into a good and comfortable profit, you know, one of the biggest mistakes traders do out there is that they don't move their stop loss. So let's say I get into this market, right? Let's put this as an example right here. So let's say I get into this market right underneath the support zone, right? My stop loss is above the lower high. Okay, so my stop loss is right there. Once the market closes this candle right here, right? At this point, we're in profits. So what I'll do is, if my entry was here, right underneath the support zone, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and move my stop loss a few pips below my entry point. That way, if the market even comes back to try to and hit or come back and retest the support zone, where support now becomes resistance, when the market stops you out, it doesn't matter. You didn't break even. So for those that actually end up paying commission, and of course, you know, you go in your few pips in the negatives because of the spread. When the market comes back, it doesn't matter. It covers for that. So at least you made some money rather than losing and going into the negatives. Okay, so always have that in mind. Now what I said is, so how do I know my targets, right? How do I get my targets? Well, that's easy, guys. There's one of the biggest rules I have is also about looking left. So if I just, let me zoom out, see if this works out pretty good. So we have, right, we got in here. Now let's look at where support and resistance is on the next zone. Well, guys, right here, right? There we go. There we have it. So there's a little bit of noise right here on the left. So you want to go ahead and make sure you set your target accordingly. I would say, if you look at this right here, right, market goes up, down. There's a little support, not very significant here, but the market does bounce off that zone and then comes back. So you just set up your target right there, and then what a coincidence, look where the market actually ended up bouncing for the very next day. Okay, so guys, this is very basic stuff. Basically, why are traders not successful? Guys, this happened, each square, each range right here that you see on my chart is actually every time the London session comes into play. So it's a different day. It's a different day. So not every single day. Here it came out perfectly. For 3 days I could have scalped the market. But look at all this consolidation area right here. For a whole week I had not been trading the euro and the US dollar because of the fact of that consolidation, right? So a lot of the traders make that big mistake. They think they just, hey, if they're not in the markets, they're not making money, which, don't get me wrong, it's completely true. However, not every day is a trading day. So patience. That is the #1 reason why traders are unsuccessful at trading. Okay? You got to have patience, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be doing more videos on other currency pairs and hitting other topics. So if you want to see more videos like this, please comment below and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.